Never have to charge yourself.
I might borrow that for a minute. I think you might have more power than I do.
This place is a black hole. It's always that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Everybody's bags that you're in. Is it not working?
Well, I think it didn't cover off.
Oh, here, I got this one off.
Or I don't, but it was coming off.
Dang.
Oh, nerd.
They really don't want anybody to work in here. There you go.
Ronnie, I don't think I have your information. Would you mind, do you have a driver's license with you or something like that?
Just here's a bag.
What's that?
My wallet and stuff in the bag and nothing in the truck.
Oh, really?
But it's,
What's your legal name?
Ronnie.
Is that Ronald or anything like that?
Ronnie.
Uh-huh.
Lee.
Uh-huh.
Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
Okay, and your birthday, Ronnie?
1456.
And what's your home address? I was just in North Carolina 3 days ago.
I was there this morning.
All right, and phone number for you, sir? All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down. I know you've been here most of the day today, and had a shocking day and everything like that.
Straight from the airport here.
Yeah. Here's my information. My name's Kellen Hoffman. I'm an agent, Colorado Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
And we're basically here assisting the Berkshire Police Department with this case. Just, doing whatever we can to pitch in and stuff.
Here's my card as well.
So we just wanted to sit down with you and kind of, get any information that you had. I know this has been a shocking day and, definitely not, like you just said, not something you expected to have happen when you got on the airplane this morning or anything like that. So,
No, she was up for some of her shenanigans again. I figured she just, whatever, anyway, go ahead.
can you kind of just give us a little bit of a background on their relationship and how long you had known her and just kind of some background information?
Yeah, they're 7 or 8 years as far as dating and stuff. We got married about 5 years ago, I think it was, 5 or 6 years ago. And as far as their relationship, it was fine. And then us, me and my wife, most of my wife's had a hard time getting on with her, but my wife calls it narcissist. Personality is what she thinks she is. Bipolar also. But that's just the way she was. I remember Chris told me a while back, he said, she told him, if you ever cheat on me or whatever, he said, I will turn it on you tenfold. Like that. But I don't know if that had anything to do with what happened today.
Did they meet out in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they moved to Charlotte for a while, a couple of years. And then they decided to move out here for some reason. They have no relatives, no nothing out here.
So there's no ties out here?
There's some friends she had that was out here.
Okay. When was that?
So we got married in Charlotte. Let's see, 3 or 4 years ago, probably.
Okay. And then they moved here after getting married in Charlotte?
Yeah.
What did they do when they first got here?
Well, in Charlotte, he went to NASCAR tag. That's when he left home when he was 18. When he graduated high school, he went to NASCAR tag and stuff. Then they met, and he was working at a Ford dealership up there. What she was doing at the time, I really couldn't tell you back then. But then they moved out here. He went to work at a Ford dealership as a technician. He got hired on in the oil fields. And she was working odd jobs off and on, doing different things. And actually, when he was working at Longmont Ford down the road here, she was selling cars up there at the same time. They was both working at the same place, but she was a good salesman.
Yeah.
About that. She good.
Did they have any money issues?
Not to my knowledge.
They never talked about anything like that?
He said they didn't need that big ass house they was in because they didn't need all that stuff, but I think she's doing now, selling the fly, label stuff, whatever. Because I asked her the other day, you know, I knew you made pretty good money in the oil field stuff. I said, I think she's like top 30 or 35 in the company. Which I said, well, he said she's one of us pretty much making what he was making. So, you know, that was over the last couple of years when she's building up. Maybe, like I said, she's a salesman. She was.
Now, how much contact did you have with them? Did you see them?
A couple times a year, because we'd fly out here to see the grandkids and stuff. And my wife came here when Cece was born and helped with that and stuff. And they were down. She came to North Carolina like 6 weeks ago, 6, 7 weeks ago, whatever. And then he was coming the last week of the vacation thing. And her and my wife had fallen out twice. Because her parents live about 30, 40 miles from us.
Okay.
So they,
where do they live at?
Aberdeen sometimes. Right about Pinehurst golf course. She was just hard to get along with it though. She was there with us for a few days and stayed with them for 3 days and stuff. And I bought a trampoline for kids to open the pool and all this stuff and no TV and everything, so they'd have, you know, things to play with and everything while they were there. And the first time she came over, I mean, it got along 3 or 4 days. Only on the last day, she told her that morning. She said, "Well, I got to go get my hair done. My next door neighbor and I get some flowers for him and stuff, and come by where I work at. It's a super dealership. She sent us paperwork on the car we was buying." And he said, "Do we going to take you back home now, or are you going to wait this afternoon?" "No, let's wait this afternoon." And she said, "Okay." So she got her hair done and stuff. We got flowers, showed up at my place, and realized she got her phone at the hairdresser. So my daughter was getting done the same place, so she went to get it and bring it up to my work. And by that time, she texted me. I don't know where Cindy was at. My wife, that's my first name. And so she just got here signing paperwork. She said, "Well, I've been here 5 hours with these kids by myself." You know, this shit. I said, "Well, you're a good kid," you know. Type deal. She wanted us to have my wife in tears in the finance office. Fussing at her because she wasn't there, you know, take care of the kid and shit.
Yeah.
So she went going home that night. Her daddy come got her. She was all pissed off about that. And Chris called tonight and said, my wife asked him, "What are you going to do, Chris?" She said, just let it go. I mean, he said he don't want to hear her mouth when she gets back. She said, "Not good." And the second time she came to see us, Cece had nut allergies. As far as eating any type of tree nuts, I don't know what it is. And I got 2 other grandkids, Dalton and Dylan, live there, you know, about 20 miles from us. They're 10 and 7, and Cece's now 4 and 3. And, you know, they were all there playing together, had fun in the pool and stuff, all this stuff. And, my other grandchild went there and get some ice cream out of the refrigerator. And which ice cream had been in there all week, up at a higher level, which some of it had nuts in it, so we needed to keep it up there. And there's one little single serving things type deal.
Yeah.
And my other granddaughter got one. And Cece started crying and stuff, and she went all over saying, it wasn't fair that one could have it, the other one couldn't have it type deal, and all this type of stuff. And she went stomping off, and somebody later was going, "You're just trying to kill my child." Told my wife she was trying to kill the child. And my wife said, "You really think I would kind of hurt one of your children?" Type deal stuff. And she ended up leaving and not coming back for the next 4 weeks, and then had no contact with her, the grandkids, and nothing else.
Okay.
I mean, that was, what, 5 or 6 weeks ago, type deal. But she was just, like I was all the time, she said she has these mood swings and stuff, and she just said I don't realize how unstable she was.
Who said that?
My son did.
When did he say that?
That was what he was talking about, you know, a few days ago, whatever. And that's the way she is. She just bipolar, 0 to 16, no time.
And when did you first start hearing about that?
Well, I've seen that before, just like that with the ice cream deal. I mean, she was fine, and all of a sudden come back screaming at my wife. You're just trying to kill my child and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, just a little thing like that, really nothing.
So, I mean, with that in mind, how was their relationship in your opinion?
Well, my son told me a few weeks ago, he said he just didn't love her anymore. And he told her that he wanted to But he was going to tell her he wanted to get a separation when she did that before they come back from the beach this last time. When I was down there, we was at Myrtle Beach, there was at North Myrtle Beach, 5 miles apart, still thinks his kids.
Yeah.
That deal, when I was his kid.
When did he tell you that he didn't love her anymore? Said it was a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, he said he should have done this a long time ago, because he said it just wasn't working, and just like her being pregnant, she said it was all Christopher's idea, getting pregnant again. And Christopher said, nah, it was all her idea.
Did Chris want another child?
Well, he always wanted a son, but you know.
Did they know the gender?
Not sure.
No.
Well, she sent me a sonogram, it's been 4 weeks. There was down here, right after Chris seen me with it, she sent me a picture. That was right before they went back to Colorado, went back up here, put it that way. Sent a picture of sonogram, she just wanted to share a new picture of a new baby. And we hadn't talked to her in 4 weeks. And all of a sudden, boom, sends a picture of a sonogram, which they had done when he got back here.
Did Chris mention anything about his girlfriend?
I'm not told about it.
No.
I have no clue.
What can you tell us about Chris, just as a person, you know, growing up and raising him and...
He was, well, as a B student, always through school and everything. He loved sports and everything. He played football, baseball all the way through junior high and front of high school and stuff. And he was one kind of child, really. I mean, never had no problem with him, no nothing. Not no problem with drugs, no nothing.
Did he exhibit any signs of like mental health issues? Was he ever depressed? Was he on ever medications for anything like that?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Did you ever get the impression that he was maybe depressed or anything like that and should be on meds, or was it not? So pretty healthy?
Yeah, he was got him now, healthy. And that's another thing, way back when they first got together, her ex-husband, or whoever she was married to, was kind of big, bulky type dude. And she more or less wanted Chris to look like him. I mean, I don't know what the purpose behind that was. I have no clue whatever, but I mean, she moved from one extreme to the next. And next thing she wanted to lose weight and get skinny. She was kind of out there from the get-go.
Chris has mentioned to Graham, I believe, that he had lost a lot of weight recently.
Yeah, because he'd look at them and he'd FaceTime with him a lot and stuff till it was in the last month or so, whatever. And he'd be out running and lifting weights and stuff. I mean, way back when, he used to lift weights all the time when he was in school and stuff like that. He was pretty well cut back then.
Did he mention anything to you about how he was feeling? Like, was he feeling happy? Was he feeling better about himself? Did he have more confidence? Or was he doing it for any particular reason?
I figured it was something she was doing him, wanting him to get fit for that trial stuff. They just pushed out a new thing of weight loss patches and stuff. So I figured he was just doing that to satisfy her for their images, because she was all about images.
You don't think he wanted to be putting all that time and effort towards getting in shape and so forth?
No, but he always liked to stay in shape. From day one, I remember back in when he was like 7 or 8 years old, he was playing, moved up to tackle football, and had a weight limit, had to weigh in for every game. And the first game, he was 5 pounds over. So he come home with a trash bag on, and got on the treadmill. And he never missed weight again. But that type of person is, I mean, he's dedicated, he'll do whatever it takes. There's one little post that I seen on Facebook the other day. That was all these days and stuff, it was all screwed up there. It was one day last week or this week, which I can't, most of her stuff's blocked now, as far as on her stuff. Bella sees he had these dolls stand about this tall, about 3-4 foot tall, whatever. We got what the name of them was, and one of them frozen people, whatever that deal. And had it laying on one of the couches with a sheet over it, from the head to the toes, saying that the girls did that. And I've been around enough and played with them enough up there and FaceTime enough, they'd get the babies out and lay them on the floor, put a pillow there and cover them up, no problem. face type. They cover their heads up, like the dead person type deal.
Yeah, I saw the photo that you're referring
I
to.
said, hey, where's that? Where's that coming from?
With Chris, you guys had gone there for a little bit, talked, it was recording.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned, but this should also be
Oh, yeah.
recorded, which I didn't keep practicing it already, but he had mentioned that he saw her doing some stuff to the kids, and he snapped.
Well, he said, when they had that argument or discussion or whatever that morning, and he's going ahead and leave for work, he went downstairs and just getting stuff his lunch together, whatever and stuff, and he got some commotion upstairs, other than anything, nothing about it, and he got the baby monitor sitting on the, this time it was on the bar, right there in the kitchen. And he looked at it, he seen some man on top of Cece choking her. And that's when he ran back upstairs and lost it. By the time we got up there, she was blue, and Chanel was still on him. And that's when he said he grabbed her, threw her off of it, and started. He did the same thing to her.
Do you know Chris to have, I wouldn't necessarily call that a mean streak, but ability to snap like that? Does that seem unusual for him?
Very unusual.
Okay.
I've never seen him get pissed off about anything. He pretty much laid back like I am, and takes a lot to get me pissed off. And the same kind of deal with him.
Do you think,
They those children to death.
and obviously we can never put ourselves in that shoes.
I know.
Just
To see that going on and your child laying there dead, and both your children dead.
Do you think, if you were in that situation, do you think you would have tried calling 911?
Well, it says she was already purple or blue or whatever. And that's hard to say what goes through somebody's mind when something like that, when you're sitting there looking at your children like that. Hindsight 2020, of course.
Right.
But in the heat of the moment when that's going on, it was already dead.
What else?
You can second guess decisions from day one. As far as what you do, I do, anybody else does. As far as something like that, it's hard to say.
So when you were talking to him, just you and him, he mentioned that he saw her on the baby monitor in the kitchen?
Yeah, downstairs. Yeah.
Right. So when he was talking to the detective later on?
I think it was in the kitchen. I know they got one downstairs. I don't know one upstairs, but I know they got one downstairs.
Okay. So when he was talking to the detectives a little later on, he said his story changed. And he was upstairs, and that's when he saw it on the baby monitor. And his story has actually changed three, almost 4 times as to what actually transpired.
No.
Do you think it was possible that he could have harmed the 2 girls?
I don't. I don't know how much he cared about them. I mean, he took care of them 24/7. Every time we was down there, he was doing everything, giving them baths, taking them down the time, reading books, everything else. He made them good kids.
Were you there when he told detectives where to find the 2 girls?
Yeah.
No.
Oakville.
Were you there when he said exactly where? No.
I think he told me once they left the room, I think.
So he had said that there's big tanks, big oil tanks there,
Yeah.
and he put the girls in one of the
Yeah,
tanks.
he told me that.
So he had told you that when you guys were talking?
Yeah. That was in between when Graham and Davey come in there, and they left, I think he was telling me that afterward.
Did he mention why he put them in the tanks versus burying them?
No, he didn't. No, that time he didn't.
What else did he tell you about?
That was about it. He said he ruined his life, he ruined my life, my wife, his sister, everybody. He said, some thing he wish he would have done was call the police then instead of doing what he did as far as, which that makes sense. Because he said that he in the moment with everything going on, he just leave it.
And it's very easy for us all to sit here and Monday morning quarterback, and that's not what we're trying to do, of course. It's just trying to understand, from your standpoint, you know better than anybody. So what you think was going through his mind then?
But probably nobody would believe him. Exactly. No, that's what I would think. That everybody would think he killed all three of them. Which I don't think that's possible.
Why is that?
From my person, I know he is from day one. I don't think he's got it in him to do that. What he ended up doing to her, I could see that. She sees both his children laying there dead by her hand, and then just losing it, going off.
You said you'd never seen him angry before, you'd never seen him mad?
No, besides playing sports, but I ain't never seen him.
Cheap shot, anything like that?
No. I ain't never seen him get pissed off about anything, really.
Is there anybody in your family have any mental health issues? Aunts, uncles, sister, grandparents, anyone?
Chanel mentioned that he actually told my wife that her mother and her brother both are bipolar, so I don't know.
On her side?
Yeah.
Was she on meds for that at all?
Unfortunately, I don't think she's ever been diagnosed with that. She just told my wife that her mother and her brother was bipolar. So there's nothing wrong with her.
Of course.
Of course not.
Everybody lived in here.
Yeah. But Chris also told me, he said, you don't see how many times that she's, how did he put it, unstable. And then change, flip from one to the other, and go off, yell and go crazy and shit.
Did he mention anything about their conversation? You know, he said it was about him leaving, or him cheating on her and not admitting it.
Yeah.
But, when you guys were talking softly and close to each other, did he mention anything specific that he said that he thinks set her off, or anything that sort of triggered it? Because they had this discussion, he leaves, goes somewhere else in the house, and hears this commotion, comes back.
He said he was cussing, saying nephew and F this and all this type of stuff. And that's basically what she was saying to him. I guess he said, well, I want to work and get out of here. And that's when she did what she did.
Do you have any reason to doubt Chris's story?
No, I don't know. Only that he's been back there how many hours? 6, 7 hours? 8 hours?
He's been back there a while,
His brain's probably fried by now.
So how did you first become aware that she was missing? Did you receive a phone call? How did you first become aware that this situation was going on?
About them missing? He called me that, Monday night.
Monday night, what did he say?
He says, something terrible's going on. He said, Sinead and the girls are missing. Nobody knows where they are, and all that stuff going on.
What do you remember him telling you about, when they were last seen and any of that type of stuff?
That was the original story. They said that he had left, went to work, and the girl had come check on her, wellness call, over check whatever it was, and couldn't find them in the house or nothing. Her car was there, keys were there, phone was there. That type of deal.
That's what he tells you?
Yeah.
And what does he think happened?
What
does you think happened to Shanae and the kids at that
I
point?
thought she just went off on one of her little things again, just getting back at him.
No, what did he tell you? What did he think was going on?
He didn't know, she just left.
He thought she left?
Yeah, left with somebody else or something.
Did he have any theories on who that was, or how they would have left when he was talking to you on the phone?
No.
Okay. And then, what happens yesterday? You talked to him on the phone yesterday?
Yeah, he just told me about the search in the house, all this interrogation, all this type of stuff. And I said, well, I'm going to come on up and just be there with you.
Okay.
Back then.
Did he tell you anything new about what was going on, or if anything had been found out, or anything like that? Okay. Okay. And when did you make the arrangements to come out here then?
Last night.
Okay. So last night you booked a flight?
Late yesterday afternoon, about 6:30, I go to work. I booked a flight and went out this morning.
Okay. Well, he picked you up from the airport? What did you guys talk about in the car ride? Did you guys come straight here from the airport?
Straight here, because that's when Graham called him, right after he picked me up. He said, come by here, so that's we come straight here.
Okay, and what does he tell you on the way here?
Just what was going on about the cadaver dogs, and they was at the house in with the black lights, looking for blood and stuff like that. Basically, that, and then the interrogation last night and stuff, wherever you went on.
Yeah, well, what does he tell you about where he thinks Shanae and the kids are on the right here from the airport?
He really didn't mention that. He just wish they could be found or whatever. That's what I was saying anyway.
What was he saying?
Same type thing.
When was the first time you found out that he killed Shanae?
When they asked me to come out there, that he wanted to talk to me.
Okay, so he didn't tell you that at any point before that or anything?
I had no clue that was going.
Okay. When was the first time you found out that he said that Shanae killed the kids?
When I was out there with him.
Okay, so he didn't confide that into you before today, that you witnessed her doing this awful thing or anything like that? Okay. He didn't maintain the entire time that he thought somebody picked them up, is that right?
Yeah, or she left on her own with somebody else.
Okay.
I heard he had mentioned that he wished he had told you sooner when you guys were in there. I mean, I think he said he wished he would have told you sooner about this.
I don't remember that.
No? Okay.
Like you said, I remember he said he wished he would have did all this a long time ago, as far as break it off and everything. Unless I don't know what he's been talking about. I don't think that's what he's talking about then. I mean, he said that to me before. That he should have done this a long time ago, before I get a separation.
What was his demeanor like when he called to let you know that you said something terrible had happened?
He was tore up.
Was it?
Yeah.
And this was Monday?
Yeah.
2 days ago?
Keep my days straight here.
Yeah. What time travel?
All running together. I ain't got no sleep a couple days either.
So he was also telling some concerned friends not to call the police, that there was nothing to be concerned about, nothing to be worried about, that you probably just talked to somebody else. That seems to be somewhat in conflict with his demeanor when speaking with you. And thoughts behind that as to why he would be saying one thing to you and saying something else to friends.
That I have no idea.
Okay. What was his demeanor like in the car?
Well, boy, there, he was concerned. Well, he was physically and mentally exhausted probably, and everything, of course, with all that's going on. Like I said, that was the last thing that was on my mind. What's going on now when we was coming over here this morning.
Did he seem to be concerned about all three of them, or was he more concerned about kids, or?
All three of them.
Yeah. Even though he wasn't, he wanted to separate from Shanae.
Yeah, but because we talked about that, I said, well, do you want to move back to North Carolina? I said, no, you want to stay out here. You like the job and everything here and everything that he's doing here. He's making good money at it. He couldn't make that kind of money, about air turning wrenches and nothing.
What did the baby cause an issue with potentially leaving? Like, did you?
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it.
He wasn't
No,
overly
I'm
concerned
sure
about
if it did, he never mentioned it to me about it, no.
No. Have you discussed names or anything with the other?
I don't think he had no idea what gender it was.
Did he seem excited at all?
Yeah.
I know you said it was...
He seemed kind of excited, but he said it went both ways. She said he wanted it, he said she wanted it, type deal, so.
Were you guys excited to have another grandkid on the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to have 5, now I got 2.
Sorry.
I just rather love them to a girl.
there anything you can think of that would cause her to do this, aside from just you mentioned some bipolar stuff?
Yeah, and just, like this kid, not that I already told you all this, I said a while back, and if you ever recall him cheating on her, it'd come back to him tenfold. Like, you know, he could get back, whatever, how she was planning on that, I had no idea. That's what she was in, I had no idea.
It's a little extreme.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you familiar, have you cheated on her before, to your knowledge?
Not my knowledge. He did, he never mentioned it to me.
You had a lot of girlfriends growing up? No.
When senior prom, a girl asked him.
Hmm.
So,
Did he say yes?
yep. Good. He went.
Good. Did you have fun?
Evidently. I don't think they ever really dated that much afterwards. I mean, really, he didn't date a whole lot in high school, no.
So, do you think he was shy? The females made him uncomfortable at all, or was it just he was doing his own thing?
Well, he was just shy, and he was working on going to school and all this other stuff. You know, when he got out of high school, like I said, he moved up to Mooresville and NASCAR Tech and stuff. And we helped him through that school and stuff, and he moved a couple times to a couple different roommates and stuff like that. But he just always got to get an education and start making money and stuff.
When he told you that he was going to propose to Shanahan, did he tell you why he loved her, why he wanted to get married to her?
Not really, because I remember we were all down at the beach at the same time. We was all, not my beach with that, no, it was Myrtle or whatever. So we all had the same condo type thing, or a beach house, which they were in part of it, we was in part of it. And the next day, they told us about it, because they went down on the beach and proposed to her and everything.
Oh, so did you not know about it in bed?
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm surprised.
It was, good.
No good.
Mm-hmm.
You think anything else?
So I'm going to piss again. I ain't got this much water, because every time I come out here, so make sure I start drinking a little water beforehand, so this altitude give me a headache.
That's the truth, man.
The only thing I wasn't clear about is, when was the first time you heard from Chris that he was considering separating with her? Was it 3 weeks ago, or was it before that?
It's about 3 weeks ago, probably, some of that time frame.
But you had kind of implied that it wasn't a surprise, or that he had considered it before. Had he discussed that with you before, or what made you think of
They
it?
discussed before, he just said he should have done it once he did tell us about it. He said I should have done this a long time ago, because he said the love and everything's just wasn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm. And had he had conversations with you about that in the past, that things weren't going right? Or was this the first you kind of heard that things were going right?
Yeah.
Obviously, when something happens like this, it's a tragedy all around. And, the one thing that people want to ask is, why something happened.
Yeah.
And, fortunately, that's the one thing we can't. But is there any insight that you can provide to us about, why you think something like this happened? Other than what you already told us, obviously.
Nothing really. Like I said, her mood swings and everything else, and I don't know if she just went off that morning, because I think he had told her a few days before that, he wanted to get a separation and stuff, sell the house and stuff. And actually, she had already sent an email to the realtor about selling the house, so Chris said he called and confirmed it and stuff. Well, she more or less knew it was coming. And I guess Monday morning, she was trigger went off for her. And I guess she'd always going to go away, or they're going to start seeing a counselor, or try to change or something. But it's mine was made up.
Did you mention, I know we don't really have time questions left, but did he mention at all about when she came home from her trip? Obviously she's pregnant, so she's probably not drunk, but did it seem like she was in a bipolar mood at all? Did it seem like she was on any drugs? Did he mention anything to you about how she was unusual? Yeah. I know it was late when she got home. Yeah. Nothing like that. He said he wasn't a drug user.
Did you ever become aware that they had possible plans to go for a weekend getaway this weekend or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
You never been told anything about that?
They asked us about what she did. They had a thing coming up in October, I think it was, to go to one of these resort things for a veil. You know, she told me, like, oh, tag your it, y'all have to come out here and watch kids. Type deal when she was down walking around. Hey, what's tag your it to? I said, you ask somebody, you don't say you want to come out here and do it. And then she can fly out here and do this shit.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, we didn't have a problem at the time with all that stuff. I said, we had vacation time left and we still do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have anything else to ask. Unless there's something that you think we should know that we haven't asked.
I'm back in big right now, ladies, and my brain's about mush too right now.
Yeah, I think we're all probably in that place.
Appreciate you sitting down and taking some time to chat with us.
I'm probably to call my wife back, check on her, make sure she or we went pick her up to back to her house.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is she taking it?
Very good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's it.
All right,
Well, I think see a little video of how she does, but watching it now.
We missed a page. Okay.
That's when they had downstairs with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
I just like that. Tons of pictures of them.
So as far as the rest of the night, have they told us, do you have a hotel or something?
I will have to find one here.
I think they said that help you drive you over where you need to go and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing we get. All right, do y'all know, are they taking the rest downtown tonight or what they're doing or anything? I'll talk to Graham about that or.
My assumption is that he'll probably be taken into custody tonight when he books into Weld County Jail, which is up in Greenland. It's
North and east of here.
30 minutes maybe? Yeah.
I guess the only information there, so I should be able to see him tomorrow, I presume, right?
Yeah, I would imagine he'll be booked through and all that stuff by then.
Yeah.
So the news crew out there now, is this the thing they're gonna start telling what's going on now, or is this still?
Yeah, the bosses are making those decisions, so that's not something we're really involved in. Deciding how and when to put stuff out. So.
I think there'll be a more formal press release tomorrow.
Hit the button up there.
Oh, back my button. Very good.
You've done this
I
before.
didn't realize we were locked in there.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out first time, was that here, how the hell you doing here?